this is a channel about engines, so now we're assembling an engine with 422. So, I want to make a short video about this thing here, a damaged thread, or rather, not a damaged thread. A piece of the block has been torn out. In all my videos I say that these holes here, let's say the blind holes in the block, the ones under the cover, for example the fuel pump, but really any holes, the ones for M8, M10 for example, you absolutely have to run a tap through them, because what happens is the bolt right here, there's old sealant and dirt left in this spot. All of this gets compressed, and when we tighten the bolt, and right here in this spot, it turns out like a cylinder. It turns out there's a lot of compression and the block can't handle it, and the cast iron breaks off this here. And here's a clear example. I didn't make this block, it was brought to me, and it was already like this. Now what I want to do is restore it, because there's a cover here, and in this spot there's a bolt, and the second bolt is already over here, so there's this gap and nothing is holding this cover. So what to do? I've collected some plates here, I've done this before, I already have a kind of system worked out. So I'll be picking out a plate like this, and here I'll somehow fit it, drill it in and cut a new thread. First, I need to level this area and make it fit more tightly for better contact. For instance, I can place this plate here, but it needs to fit more snugly. To start with, I'll work with a file for a bit. Well, I worked it with a file like this, leveled the surface so it wouldn't be an uneven plane. Now I need to work on this plate, adjust it to the required dimensions. Well, I can process it with a lathe. So one side is done. Now I flip it over, process the other side, and this is the plate I got. Now I'm going to fit it in place like this. Here I have a machine block. The surface is a bit raised, and the plate is like this too. I've already fitted it a bit, so it's going to sit like this. So now I need to drill this here, like this. I have an oil channel here, there's a plug. I temporarily unscrewed it, so it would be easier for me to work with a file. This oil channel goes to the turbo, it's the oil supply for the turbo, but since my engine is not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated, there's no turbo here, so there's just a plug here. So, if I drill directly into the oil channel, nothing bad will happen. The pressure won't leak out here, because there will be a bolt here. So this channel doesn't play any role for me. Well, in general, if you ever do it like this, you need to keep in mind that this is an oil channel here. Now I'm marking roughly where my holes will be. Ideally, of course, you should make 3. 1, 2, 3, but at least 2. 2 will be enough. So that means roughly I need to make one here, then another one here. And then roughly somewhere else, like here. If it works out. Here I have some prints left. So, my bolts will be either 5 or 6. Now I'll see which bolts will fit here. First I need to drill the plate. Since my bolts are 6 millimeters, I take a 6 millimeter drill bit and drill 3 holes. So this is the plate I got. It will be positioned like this. Now my task is to align these holes with the holes on the block. That is, I need to drill into the block so that there is no vertical misalignment, which is very important. So now I just need to mark it. Since my thread will be M6, I need to drill a hole in the block with a 0.19685 inches bit to cut the thread. But now I need to center this hole and make marks. That is, I will drill now, using a 0.236 inches drill bit to make the marks. I've marked everything, now I need to drill with a 0.19685 inches bit. So, I've drilled this hole. So, as expected, this lower one ended up in the oil channel. My depth was 1.06 inches with about 0.59 inches of solid material and the rest being the oil channel. So I ended up with 21 millimeters, and this hole also turned out to be 23 millimeters. So basically my hole matches up. The lower holes don't quite line up, but with some adjustments it should work. It won't be perfect though. I'll probably have to widen it, maybe by 7, maybe even 8, and put a washer on the top too. It turned out well. Now I'm cutting a little and threading. Now I'm threading for 6 using the first tap going through. That holder didn't fit, so I took another one. So I threaded with the first tap, now with the second tap, threading for 6. So I picked out bolts of this length, they fit just right. Now I'm going to try screwing them in. So let's check the flatness. It's basically good, a little lower, but that's how it should be. Because if it's too high, you'll have to file it down with a file. Because if it's too high, naturally, the whole cover won't fit properly. The main thing is that fade held on, and the fact that she dropped a couple dozen there is just a minor detail. There's a rubber gasket here, and you can also apply some sealant, so everything is great. If you look at it this way, you can see a gap. Well, literally a millimeter or two, just a few millimeters, so everything is fine. That's how it turned out for me. Now there won't be any need to shoot a hole, but now I'll even show you how to cut a thread probably, since there's no 8th thread here anymore. I'm basically making it for a 10mm stud. In principle, I'm satisfied because the result can be different. Since all of this is handmade, it's really hard to predict how it will turn out, so I'm quite satisfied with the results. I kept the surface flat, the bolts are good, tightened well, everything is solid. 3 bolts just as I planned, although 2 would have been enough. I wanted it to be more secure inside. This channel, this bolt, I missed the oil channel, but it's not serious. I'll seal it there with sealant. When I finally install it, I'll put some sealant there, and that's all I have to do. There was no loss of pressure, and there won't be any. Well, it's just to be on the safe side. That's how it is. So, this is how my surface looks. It turned out great for me. It's tilted down a little, but that's actually good. So, next, I need to drill a hole in this plate. So, here I marked where my hole should be with a marker. Now I need to remove it and clamp it with another plate. That is to make an offset and drill the hole. So, like this, just like that. First, I put down a washer. To start, I took a plate. I have a cutter. And here I connected them with a clamp, tightened it further, marked the hole, put a washer on an 8, marked the circle where my hole should be, and made a center punch. Now I take a 6/8 drill bit and drill it out for an 8 thread tap. I'll see how my thread for 8 turns out. If not, I'll have to make it for a 10 thread. So I clamp the machine and drill a 6/8 hole. I'll try to cut the thread. If it doesn't work, I'll make a 10 thread reinforced stud instead. First, I'll finally fit this plate in place. Now, I'll clean everything here, apply some sealant, screw it in, and then I'll start cutting the thread. That's it. Now I'm installing the plate. I put a little sealant on the bolts. I applied extra sealant to this one before screwing it into the oil channel. Now I'm securing the plate in place. All the plates are in place. So that's how it all turned out. Now I'll cut the thread for 8, I'll try it. If it doesn't work, I'll do it for 10 for 8. I'm failing right now. Then I'll take an 8.5 drill bit, drill it out right here on the spot to 8.5 and make a reinforced stud. 8.5 drill bit, M10, first number. The next M10, second number. Since I have a set, it's a Japanese tap tool set. So there's also a third number. That is here. Each tap comes in 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. That turned out just great. So, well, that means this is how it all turned out. The thread is for 10, because for 8 it wasn't working out anymore. The thread was stripped in the block itself, so I made a thread for 10. You can see that the thread turned out very good. Now I'm making a stud, then I'll put this plug that I unscrewed back in its place. A stud even. I didn't have to make it. I found a store-bought reinforced stud. I trimmed it to make it shorter so it wouldn't stick out, and now I'm screwing it in. Everything is ready, the job is done, the threaded connection has been restored. My engine is nearly complete. I'm attaching the cover and want to show you the end result. So here is the stud that I made, the one I restored. The thread I applied sealant like this. You can't distinguish between the restored surface and the original cover. And now I'm installing the cover. That's it, I put the cover on like this. This is how it looks. Everything tightened up well. I calculated the height so that the stud doesn't stick out too much. Well, basically it doesn't get in the way of anything here, but still.